Good morning, everyone. Okay, commute video. It's been a while, but here we are. Driving to work earlier to get to the gym before we have to start work. So why not cover a quick commute video? Anyway, for those of you that are new to this channel, on occasion, I like to say weekly, but sometimes it's not always the case, but almost weekly, I'll record myself driving to work, talking about random stuff. Sometimes it's investing related, sometimes it's not. But it's just, random stuff, like I said. So let's get to it. So I make daily videos. Everyone knows that. That's why everyone, for the most part, watches my channel, along with, a couple other reasons. But I brought up that the car that I'm driving in right now, I had to bring it in for an oil change, and sure enough, it needed a whole bunch of stuff. But it's an old car, so it happens. Things get beat up. Normal wear and tear happens, and you have to pay to fix it. So, when that happens, sometimes people get the mentality of, oh, it's time for a new car, or, this and that. So I brought up, I guess, the point that, I drive an old ass car. It's not even that, well, I guess to some people it's old. It's a 2008, all right? So it's not quite 20 years old, but it's getting there. And it's a Toyota, and I plan on driving it as long as I can. Sure, it maybe, I don't even know what it's worth. Now cars went up in value, so, I paid 3 G's, and I'll be lucky if it's worth double that, right? So it's, I had to pay $3,000 to fix a whole bunch of stuff, right? I mean, oil changes alone over $100 now. It's crazy. But yeah, the point is, cars in general, the average car payment, I think I read, was $744. $744. I mean, many years ago when I had a car payment, my last car payment was it was $401. And at that point, that was ridiculous. I was first of all, it was beyond stupid for even taking out that loan. Second of all, it was just, it was rough. It was tough to pay. So I had that car payment, and then my wife had a car payment as well. She had a $350 car payment. So basically, we had $750 in car payments. And it was kind of around that time, to be honest, where I discovered, Dave Ramsey. And, I just watched his videos, I looked into his stuff, and I kind of got addicted for a little bit. And it gave me, a sign of hope of paying off debt. Because, I'm one of those people that we're always in debt. So a car payment was nothing. It was just a normal thing. Everyone has a car payment, or everyone's leasing. That's just always expected, right? And that's the norm. And when your car gets old, you tell yourself, oh, I deserve a new car. I deserve, a car. I can afford this car payment. But, like Ramsey says, you can't afford it if you can't pay it off. If you can't pay it in cash, then you can't afford it. And when you're younger, you don't listen to that type of crap because it's not realistic, right? In your mind, at least. It's like, who has $20,000 for a car? But the point he's making is, if you can't afford a $20,000 car, then you don't drive a $20,000 car. If you can only afford a $3,000 car, then that's what you drive. Okay? So, once I got in that mentality, again, the Dave Ramsey, I'll call it Dave Ramsey-ish, because I wasn't full mode. But one thing, I was like, I'm paying off the cars. I paid off the credit cards too, and then I paid off the cars, and it was like, I can't even tell you the feeling. Like, it was probably the first title I've ever seen. And I went through, that was probably my 8th car. It was just insane. Like, because I always rolled over the debt. I rolled over debt to the new car debt, right? And it was just a repeating cycle because I assumed I'm always going to have a car payment, right? And I finally got out of that mentality, and I paid my car off, my wife's car off, and all these stupid credit cards and this and that and the other thing. And I told my wife, I said, we're never, ever, ever going to have a car payment. Ever. Okay? So then, I had at the time, an Altima. It was a coupe. And then, we had 2 kids. So, I don't know if you've seen an Altima coupe, but it's a 2-door. It's really small. So, I was going to drive that and deal with it. But luckily, my parents were selling their Toyota. So, I kind of, got rid of the Altima and traded for the RAV4. So, the point of the story is, who cares what you drive, right? You use your car to run errands. You use your car to go to work, right? And that's, what else? I mean, that's pretty much it. What do you need a nice fancy car for? And believe me, I get it. I love driving a nice car. My favorite car I ever had was an Audi TT. I had no right even owning that. And that was actually a lower car payment, but I couldn't afford the maintenance, so I had to get rid of it because it was a stupid idea. However, the car drove like a champ. It was a stick shift. It was a beauty. And just Audis in general are just smooth cars, but they're just too expensive to maintain. But yeah, so right now, I'm over that whole caring what I'm seen driving in. Obviously, when you're younger and you're single and you want to pick up chicks, you want to have a nice car, right? You don't want to go on a first date in a beater. I completely understand that. All right, so then just, save up, right? Save up what you can. Try to buy what you can. If your girl that you're meeting, first impression matters. I get it. A girl doesn't want to see a dude in a piece of crap because they assume he's a loser. But at the same time, for a girl to judge you in that manner, do you really want to be with that girl? So it's almost as if it should be a test, right? Yeah, I drive this shitty car, but check out my investment account. But yeah. Anyway, the point of the story is car payments are ridiculous. Having a car payment in general, it's awful. Again, I've had car payments through, my teenage years. As soon as I started driving, I had a car payment. And then up until maybe my low 30s, I got rid of all the car payments, and I'm never going back. Even though my son, 8 years old, calls this an old man car, so I guess he's not too impressed with my car. But and granted, like, even when I tell people, what do you drive? I'm like, oh, it's an 08. Like, 08? Like, yeah, like, it's not that old. People, I guess, I don't know, they just don't want old cars. But why not? Old cars are built better anyway. These new cars, there's more stuff in there to break, right? Like these backup cameras, and like, really, do you need a backup camera to back up? I mean, and what if it breaks? How much does it cost to change a backup camera? Or the touch screens and the inside, right? This car has like it's a 3-disc CD player. That's quality, right? I know the new cars don't even have that. But yeah, it's kind of out. Some stuff is outdated, but it honestly doesn't matter. It drives me to work, and it drives me home, and that's it. And I'm fine having the shit car of the family. My wife can have the better car, the family car. I'll have, the crappy commute car, and I don't give a damn. I pull in the parking lot at work, and it's probably the top 10 crappiest cars in the lot for sure. Because all I see is Mercedes, BMWs, and all that jazz. But it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, want to talk about this too much longer, but it's I just think, who cares what you drive, right? You're driving, you stopped at a stoplight, that's, you want to impress people because of what car you're in. You want to drive fast for what? To get pulled over, get a ticket, have higher car insurance. I know, believe me, I get the nice cars are fun to drive. I mean, I miss driving stick shift. Like, I hate automatics. It's too boring. All you do is sit there. I don't know. Stick shift, it keeps you busy. It's just a fun drive. But, right now, obviously I'm an SUV, and stick shifts are actually rare to find. So if I ever have FU money and I can buy a car outright, hopefully they still have stick shifts then. Hopefully I could find a nice, Dodge Challenger or something in a manual. That would be a beauty. But I am so far from that. Right now, I have young children. I have a mortgage. I'm not near retirement, maybe 10 years away if I'm lucky. But, it's far away, but again, when it happens, it happens. There's no rush. For now, I drive my old man car. But yeah, don't be trying to impress anyone with a fancy car because you deserve it. You don't deserve to be in debt. No one deserves that crap. Not to mention the interest rates. Oh my God. Like, what are the interest rates on the cars? 8%? Higher than that, for sure. Like, what? Forget it. No way. Not happening. Not happening. I'll sell all my stocks before I go into car debt. That's for damn sure. That's another reason. My stocks are in a taxable account. Guess what? That's my emergency fund. If I need money, I'll pull from that. It's not locked up in a retirement account, right? If my car breaks and I need a new car, if I need like $5,000, to get a new car, fine. I can take it from there, right? I don't want to, but I will. But I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, that kind of brings me into the next topic, which I figured I'd talk about, which is, why do I invest in high yield funds? All right, why? What is the point? Why don't you invest in growth stocks? Right? Why are you investing? Why'd you close out your Roth IRA? I didn't close it out. But why'd you move your money from your Roth IRA to a taxable account? Why are you investing in high yield funds? Why aren't you just investing in growth? And it's simple. It's a very simple answer. It's because I want money that's accessible now. I want another income generator now. Okay? Yes, I have a 401k. Yes, I invest in growth indexes. Okay, so that exists, right? I have a job, I have a 401k. I am forced to choose from certain index funds. So what I choose is aggressive growth, and that does its thing. That I put in the match, and that's it. I leave it alone, I let it do its thing, and that's it. That's what I'll have at retirement, okay? But for now, I'm building up my taxable account where it invests in dividend-paying ETFs, all right? Now, most of them are high yield. And the reason for that is I'm trying to build a portfolio that essentially will generate enough income that if something were to happen, like I lose my job, like a car repair, right? Like this one that just happened, $3,000 car repair. Well, I can make that in 2 months from my dividend/distribution income. So guess what? If I have to go 2 months without reinvestment to pay off a credit card bill, then that's fine. I don't have, I'd rather do that than take it from the capital, right? I don't have this massive savings account like some people may have, right? I mean, luckily I had enough to pay the 3Gs without touching the investment account, but I kind of have like a mini emergency fund, not the Dave Ramsey emergency fund. The Dave Ramsey emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of expenses, and that's a decent amount of money. But regardless, the whole point of making an income generating account is to have something else that pays you outside of my job. And I want to make this pay me enough that I don't have to go to work. Doesn't mean I won't go to work. I just don't want to have to go to work. So if I could generate, I don't know how much. Again, it all depends on the time of, what my bills are at the time, how much we need, healthcare expenses, this and that. When you have kids, things are a lot different versus when you don't. Or if you have older kids, obviously they're less reliant on you. I have an 8-year-old and a 1-year-old. So the fact that I'm even remotely talking about retirement is kind of comical. But I'm saying I'm going to retire in 10 years. I think I can retire in 10 years. 5 would be great, but realistically 10 is more realistic. But even in 10 years, I'll have an 11-year-old, right, and an 18-year-old. And the expenses at those ages, they don't stop, they keep going. So it's not just about paying the mortgage, paying the property tax, paying car maintenance, paying whatever, enjoying, lifestyle. It's about them as well. So it's a little harder to retire based on that. So I'm always going to be working anyway. But again, I'm making an income generating portfolio that I can use now or later. I may not use it now, right? I may just reinvest everything. But if I have to use it now, I will, okay? If I have to use whatever, like this month, sneak preview, right, of my monthly account update portfolio, looks like I'm going to finally break 2 G's, right? So I'm bringing in 2 G's between the dividend income and options premium income. The options premium, obviously, this is from me trading options myself, all right? Because I count that as well, because I kind of branched off a little. I'm investing mostly in covered call ETFs or options ETFs in general, but since I've been covering it, I kind of got back into options myself. I'm like, what, it's fun. So I've been being careful about it. So I'm using a percentage, about a fourth, honestly, of my portfolio, almost a fourth, and I'm trading options, and I'm making money. I'm doing okay, right? This month I almost made $500. That's not bad for 1 month. So yeah, it's been working out pretty good. So again, but it's $2,000 that if I need it, I'll use it, right? Because life is expensive. Things are expensive. My wife just quit her job, right? So now, what do we have? We have one income. One stinking income that's supposed to pay for everything. Thankfully, this YouTube life, it does pay. And it pays monthly, and it's been doing pretty good. So it's enough that, luckily, again, I was planning on using the dividend income. So I would have had to flip the switch by now and use it. However, YouTube kind of saved it, and it's paying just enough to cover the expenses. We have a little cushion on top of it, but it may get to a point where, the ad revenue may not be enough. Because actually my YouTube income is kind of dropping, to be honest, which is surprising. My subscribers are going up, but the watch time this past month at least is kind of dropping, which is unusual, but because it's been just going up. But I guess I kind of plateaued, which, partly it's my fault because I don't have the time to put out the additional content. In the beginning I was just making time to push out like ETF reviews, this and that and the other thing, and the daily videos, that's all I really have time for, to be honest. And I barely have time for that. I have to get up early to do that. So I wish I really, it's not even, and the weekends are filled up with my other, I have weekend videos I have to get done. So again, outside of that, I'm pretty much booked. So it's unfortunately now it's rare that I do additional videos. And that's the downfall right now of the channel. I would love to do more videos of reviews or talking about other ETFs, talking about other stocks, talking about anything. But, you know, the reality of my life is I'm barely getting this out. So this is it. Obviously, my commute video, this is easy because I'm driving to work. I'm sitting in the car for an hour. So I hit a button on a phone and I just talk. By the way, my car, I got all this crap done. It feels like, you know, something's wrong. I'm hearing like metal on metal. I'm hoping I drive it for a few days and it goes away. But I'm feeling, unfortunately, like I might have to bring it back in, which is very, very annoying. Hopefully that's not the case, because that would suck. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I invest in covered call ETFs. Now, are they risky? Obviously, they're risky, but investing in general is risky, right? Investing in Apple is even risky. But, you know, so what, because people, there's a lot of YouTubers that all they do is make fun of yield max. They just kind of push it to the side, you know, and they always pick on yield max. They don't really focus on the other funds, but yield max is the biggest name, so it's a little easier and better clickbait to make fun of the bigger player in the group. But, you know, I don't think they just, you know, they sit back enough to learn about it, and they really should, you know, I get, it's easy to think of these funds and say, oh my God, you're limiting your upside, but there's no downside protection and you're paying taxes on your income, like, and that's kind of like the argument. But I don't think they're not considering it a tool, you know, for what exactly it's used for, right? There is actually downside protection. Again, when the underlying stock goes down, the ETF does not go down as much because they have calls that are open, all right? So those calls, which are bearish plays, you know, they become less and less expensive to close, helping the net asset value of the ETF move up. So as the underlying goes down, the synthetic goes down, but the short call, you know, brings it back up a little. So I don't know if that made sense, but my point is there is downside protection. But yes, the upside is certainly capped, because since they sell calls, you know, the weekly calls is really, you know, the premium generator. And in order to get the premium, you have to sacrifice something. What they're sacrificing is the risk of potential capital gains that would be missed if the underlying goes above the strike price, you know, before that expiration date that they choose. So, but I think, like, my opinion, for all the YouTubers just shutting it out, I think they need to reconsider, you know, and just give it a chance. You know, I get it's easy to make fun of. It's easy to make fun of YouTubers who talk about yield max. Maybe that's fun to them. I don't know. But, you know, the way I look at it, I don't hate any YouTuber. Like, I try to welcome all YouTubers into, you know, my Discord if they want to join. You know, I allow them to, you know, share their videos, talk about their videos, talk about whatever. I don't even care if they hate yield max. But obviously they need to do it respectfully. But for some reason, like, I don't know, there's YouTubers that do videos just making fun of people. And that's how they make their living. So I guess in that example, they're not going to want to, you know, be a part of anything like that, right? They're not going to want to, you know, join other Discords. How can they make fun of YouTubes when they're talking to the other YouTubers? So I guess I get it from that aspect. If that's what you do, if that's your niche, making fun of people, okay, that's fine. But for the people, just the general finance YouTube, I mean, we're all on the same side. We're all on the same team. You know, there's plenty of people, there's plenty of viewers to go around. So why not, you know, help each other out, you know? We could have, you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I guess it's too competitive. People just want to be the best, and they want to make a living off of YouTube, and they don't want to have to work. They'd rather, maybe that's why, and I don't know. And that's why they do the courses, right? Oh my God. I pull up my YouTube now. This one options guy, nerdy as hell looking too, he comes up every time. I blocked it. I blocked the ad, and it still comes up. So I guess some YouTubers just pay YouTube to post their ads everywhere. Like I can't listen to this guy more than 2 seconds. I can't even look at him. Not only is he nerdy looking, but his voice is nerdy. You know, I forget his name. I think his name's Mark, just like me. But he says, what does he say? You guys have to check out my options classes. It just starts like that. I'm like, oh my God, like what? See, this is the big turnoff for YouTube for me. And I can't listen to people who the first sentence involves their courses, or they say they're clients. Really? Clients? These are your clients, your customers, whatever? No, these are your viewers, all right? Just because you're just ripping them off, charging them for other content for whatever reason. Again, most YouTubers, they start off, they share content, right? And then I guess they get to a point and they say, okay, how can I make more money? So that's when they do the courses, they do, I guess, Patreons and the memberships, right? And I think that's how they really make their living. That's my guess. Because YouTube, you know, the ad revenue, it's decent, but it's not, you know, it's not what you would think. It's not enough to, like, you know, to stop working and live off of, or buy Lambos or whatever they think they're doing. Yeah, that's the other thing. These people, they take a picture of their expensive car as if, like, you know, once we see that, we're gonna be like, oh wow, I want to be you, so I'm gonna pay you money to be like you. Yeah, my car is sounding funky, man. I can't take this. But yeah, that's the YouTube landscape, unfortunately, and I guess it is what it is. I got into this, so now I'm kind of in the mix of it, but I'm just gonna be in my own little lane, doing my own little thing, making my own stupid videos, and you know, people can rip on me. That's fine, I guess, if they want. But my channel's not as fun to make fun of, because all I do is talk about numbers. So, you know, in spreadsheets. But I don't know. They are what they are. I guess certain channels are gonna be what they are. But like I said, I welcome everyone. You know, we're all on the same team. We're all, you know, we all have the same viewers in most cases. Or if not, we can, you know, you collaborate and you combine viewers, right? We're all in the business of making money from investing. And there's more than one way to make money from investing. So don't think because you don't use that way that it's not good. So, yeah, I don't know. Venture out, guys. It's okay. It's okay, right? It's okay to change your mind on things. I have changed my mind plenty of times, you know. And you learn the hard way. Anyway, I'm almost at work. So I'm gonna have to turn this off, and then I'll try to upload it, and it takes forever and a day for some reason. Whenever you record videos like this, you know, in advance, it takes, I don't even know, last time it took like, honestly, it took like 2 hours, 3 hours almost to upload. So anyway, as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun and were entertained. And if you were, let me know, because, again, the commute videos are never really a big hit, but there are some people that like it. And if people just, you know, if you continue to like just the randomness, or if you prefer a topic, let me know. What is my watch doing? But either way, I'll continue making them as long as I'm commuting to work. But even if I'm not commuting to work, I guess I can make, regardless of where I drive to, I could always make it. If I'm retired 10, 20 years from now, whatever the number is, then, you could always make commute videos, just bitching about stuff. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta try to get energy to work out, and we'll see about that. And then work and blah, blah, blah. You know the story. But I'm out of here. Have a great day, and thank you for watching. Later.